else that I could think of. I don't have anything else. So if all hearts and minds are clear, we're going to open up with a word of prayer and then get right into today's class. You can keep your seats. Just bow your heads as we go before the Father. Abba Yah, we come before your throne once again, asking that you have your way today, Father. Father, take control of our hearts and our minds. Loose our tongues to speak life to your children, Father. Let your Ruach penetrate this classroom and this virtual setting, Father, that you show us the way, Father. You show us the truth of the matter, Father. We ask that you guide us and lead us, Father, that we be walking epistles for your lost sheep and the righteous strangers, Father. Father, we don't know it all, Father. We didn't see your mountain smoke, Father, but we have returned to your holy covenant the best we know how, Father. And we trust in your word. We stand on your Torah, and we thank you for the blood of our only begotten King, Father, that has purged us and brought us back, Father. We commit this study into your hands, Father. We say, have your way, move throughout, let your will be done. We give all thanks and honor through the power and blood of our King, the only begotten Son. Let's sing to y'all, say hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. So, family, I try to have a topic or a theme. This class is going to be kind of not a potpourri. The Facebook title I put on Facebook, so it's Zombies and Charismatic Hebrews. Zombies and Charismatic Hebrews. So I am going to publish this class live on the YouTube channel, and we're live on Facebook right now. And y'all know the Torah Group, we're very private assembly of Hebrews. And we're not private because we're snobby. We're not private because we're snobby. We're private because we value what we're learning. And things you value, you can hold close to you. So everything we learn here, we don't share to the public, because when you release it to social media, it's out your control. And that's when you get people, outsiders, popping up, mimicking, parroting what we're teaching, because you taught it to them. So we don't go live, and I don't post all our classes to YouTube, but this class is necessary, not for only us awakened Hebrews, but for the lost Christians and the lost Gentiles, because there's an agenda. And I'm going to remind everyone, the first half we're talking about zombies. So if you can remember, codify your terms. We're going to be talking about the glaze. We're going to be talking about the glaze today. And so codify your terms, because, we don't want to be on anyone's list. We don't want this class to get a strike down, because we want as many people who have an ear to hear this class. So we open up with the prayer of Azariah. And Azariah is one of the 3 Israelites who Nebuchadnezzar cast in the furnace. And when they saw the fire wasn't burning them, the Babylonians, the Chaldeans, they made the fire hotter. And our ancestors, in the midst of the fiery furnace, they wasn't begging for their lives. They wasn't saying, let us out. They began to pray and praise Yah. And if you go back and read their prayer, they told Yah, all your judgments are righteous. Now, these are righteous Hebrews. They wasn't the sinful Hebrews, but they still went to Babylon, and they were lawful. So you may be righteous, but you still got to go through, because you're connected to the nation. The blessings were now. If you go back and read Deuteronomy 28, those first 14 blessings, or first 14 verses, those are national blessings. Those last 15 to 60, 68 verses, those are national curses. So Azariah, Mashael, and the third name escaped me, they were righteous Israelites. They still had to go into captivity, and they still had to go into the furnace. These nations are about to turn the furnace up on us. If you're standing on the word of the Most High and you're doing the research, the nations are about to turn their hand, the flame, the furnace is about to get hotter. And if you're not rooted and grounded in the Most High, or if you haven't even did the research, you don't even have to apply this to scripture. We're going to go over some of their research to show our family and friends the wickedness of this glazing. We're going to show you the wickedness of this glazing. So, Nariah, you got your hand up, Nariah? Nariah, you got something?
Khan, there was something that I forgot to mention. I was just thinking about it the other day. And do you think that it would be a good idea to get a no trespassing sign just in case any trick-or-treaters wanted to come and approach with the glaze and offer some candy?
You can do that, and I think it's a good idea, but they're not even following the rules anymore. Look, what's his name? 45? Orange, Agent Orange? He should be in jail. They killed the woman inside the not the White House. What's that? That was the Senate. They shot a woman and no one went to jail. The point I'm making, Nariah, is you can do that, but they're making up plays as you go along. They're not respecting anything. President Biden didn't even get the official customary handoff of their ceremonies that they have in this country. Y'all know that if you know their history, there's a ritual they do. And Biden didn't even get that ritual. Trump just says, I'm not honoring that. So you can put those signs up, but when push comes to shove, they're not honoring anything. So
and I thought about that too, because me and Shamari, I talk about it all the time. They make up the laws and then they break their own laws.
They haven't kept not one agreement. They haven't kept one agreement. My recommendation is don't answer the door. My recommendation, if those trick-or-treaters come out, don't even answer. If you work, especially if you're working from home, peep out your peephole and don't answer the door whatsoever, because you don't know how they're going to. If you answer your door to turn them down, they can have something where they spraying a mist now. They can glaze you, right? Because once you open the door, they got access to you. They can just glaze you on purpose, and then there's nothing you can do about it. So my advice is to avoid them at all costs. Don't answer the door. Don't engage them. That's my advice. So that's a great question. So Queen handed out an article. Let me get this article up online for the people.
What he's talking about, I didn't know that this is what he was going to be talking about, but we did kind of, he let us know more about it, or we kind of all just been talking about it here and there, all of us, even the people online, y'all know. But what's going on is that Hasatan is an attempt to establish his kingdom, or his final part of his kingdom. He wants to be like the Most High. We know that the scripture says he wants to be like the Most High. And one of the things that the Most High does that Hasatan is incapable of is being omnipresent. So Hasatan is an attempt to use technology in order to fulfill the ability to be able to inject thoughts into the minds of humans. And that's kind of where this thing with this article is going. And you can kind of see it with everything that's going on into the world. And this short video here is from a TV show. And this is something that I probably was going to do on my own time, on my own channel. But I just feel like it accentuates the point that he's bringing out here almost to a T. So they say with the glaze, the real doctors say that the technology is being developed that it can allow two-way communication. And I used to work in electronics, so I remember them first telling me about the Internet of Things, and the numbers that you see on the screen, how it would be able to download things in a split second and all of this. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's great. You know, that sounds good. And that this before I even was awakened. But when the lady was saying with the glaze coming out and the ability to do two-way communication, instantly The Rawak said that's Hasatan, because if you can walk into a room and you can say, turn on the lights, and the lights turn on, but it's two-way communication, that means that something or someone else can implant communication into your mind. So this article that he's going to be bringing up, ironically, goes into something similar to that, and they've been implanting this type of thing into your minds with predictive programming. So if you want to share this video, and then it's going to, I believe it goes perfect with what you're going to be showing here with this article. Just fair use. It's just the trailer anyway, or the opening.
So we're going to, and I'll drop the link to this article. And again, pull it up in Google. You can use Google Translate, because this is a French company. This French company name is Numsquare. So we're going to cherry pick this article, and then we'll play the video. All fair use. This is just for entertainment purposes only, fair use. So this company named Numsquare helps you choose your 5G mobile offer with your COVID-19 vaccine. This company, Numsquare, is going to help you choose your 5G with your COVID. So just skimming through it, and I'm going to show you how you have to be detectives to find out what they're saying here.
Show the video first?
I'm going to show the video second. I think this video validate this. COVID 5G, choosing the right 5G mobile plan in France with your vaccine against the COVID-19. So they're selling this, they're pushing this as this 5G is going to help against the COVID virus.
You don't want to say those words. You probably want to re-say it, for if you're going to put it on your video, you might want to re-say it. None of them. 5G, don't say any of those words.
So those of y'all watching, y'all can see what's on the screen. But what they're trying to prepare you for, they're trying to tell you that this new technology is going to help you. This new technology is going to help you against the glazing. That's how they're pushing this information. Now, this is a French company, but all these companies in these countries are tied together. That's what the UN is for. Remember that global summit that 45 pulled out of? So just because this is in France, don't think that the US is not a part of this. So this company is saying, we have a new plan, a new plan to help you with the glazing, right? And I don't want to get too deep into it, but look at the images. You see the images on the screen? You see the images? You see how the hand is an X-ray, and you see what's inside the hand, and you see what's inside the hand, and you see how it got put inside the hand. Y'all see how they doing this? So a couple of weeks ago, about a year ago, we sound real crazy in here, didn't we? They crazy, y'all. But now because it's out, the snowball is so big. Now they can start releasing to you more information what it was really about. Because now the snowball is so big, we done presented it to the public. We got the public scared. They trust us. So people who are standing on their square, we're the weirdos. But everything we were talking about, you see the screen. You see the hand, you see what's inside the hand, and you see what put it inside the hand. Y'all see this, right? Now, y'all know those videos are out there where people are putting stuff on and it's sticking to them, right? The glaze got things sticking to people, right? So y'all see the terminology up here, right? And they just keep adding alphabets to keep people confused. They keep adding alphabets, but it's all push. This is to help you. Don't you want to be helped? That's how they pushing it to the people. And the unlearned who don't research, they're getting sucked up into this. Y'all see this? You see the smart home? This is an image. It says smart home. You see the diagram and you see the signals here. Y'all see the icons? No more smartphones to choose from. With this glazing, you don't need that dumb brick no more. Like I was saying, you come into a room, turn on. It started back in the 80s with what? Shamaria wasn't around yet, but it started.
Was the clap on, clap off?
Y'all remember that in the 80s? Everybody house, like, watch this. Your mom would stop playing. Remember the touch lamps? First it started with a touch lamp. I was glad when we got ours. Then it was like, you don't even. So these people plan in years ahead. This is chestnut checkers. And the unlearned is running, looking at us like, you don't know. I know you don't know because you just sit in front of your TV and suck up their entertainment. That's why you don't know. So you see where they're pushing us to, right? Here goes another image. Wasn't I just talking about this? Wasn't I just talking about this? You see the arm? You see what's inside the arm? You see this? This is what's coming to. They're turning you into zombies because you think you're going to be able to control yourself. You think that's what he's doing so you can be powerful? No, they're not putting this into you so you can control yourself. You can go out here and stop traffic. No, they're putting this into you. They're glazing you so they can control you. I don't have to come to your door knocking. Hey, you mind if I glaze you? I'm right, like traffic control. They can control the traffic with a button. Right now, all praise be to Allah, hasn't happened for a couple years. But when I was a young man, I used to play with my budget. They ain't gonna shut my water off. You come home, your water shut off. Like, well, I ain't even see no truck out here. Because they ain't gotta bring the truck out. They can shut your utilities off from downtown. Then you gotta go down. So this is what they're pushing us to, family. They're gonna turn you into a zombie, and you're not gonna be able to control the technology inside of you. They're controlling it. So everything we was talking about this glaze, it sounded like we were crazy, but now that they got the ball rolling, now they're releasing more and more information. So this glaze that everyone's running to, it's a setup for the end. It's turning people into zombies. So, and you see here, they're showing you the map of where they're rolling it out to. And this is the map of Europe, but like I said, all the nations are in bed together. That's what the UN is about. The UN is to keep everybody unified. And when one nation get out of pocket, the other nations come together to attack that nation. That's what the UN is for. So don't think because this is in Europe right now, and this is a French company, that is not over here in good old glory. This is over here already, family. So this article, those in-house, those are your printouts to keep. This is what we've been trying to tell people. You're sitting in front of your 6 o'clock news, 2 o'clock news. They got news every hour now, just soaking it up. Oh, I get out there and get it. They're giving a lottery for people to get the glaze. When in history have they ever gave out $1 million lottery to get a glaze? So this is an article. Those online, I will share the link with you. And like I said,
can you just stroll back to the first one with the skeletal joint? Because I'm screenshot.
Right here. So I can text you.
No, the first one.
Shamoya, this one right here. Shamoya said he was going to text it to you, but you want your own.
The first one you showed, but yeah, you can send them to me, Shamaria.
Send it to me because I want to send it to you.
This one right here.
That joint.
The next one.
Hold on. That one. Go back.
I didn't hear you.
Right there.
Go back.
Right, okay. Let me see.
I got all those screenshotted. I can send it to you. I'm texting you now.
Send it to my wife too, please. Our family.
They sent me one of those. They sent me one of those raffle and text messages today. So it's funny that you bring this out today, Marah.
And I'm gonna save the video for last. I got something else that popped up. And all praises. Let me Google this. I want to pull this other article up. And all again, I give all praises to this assembly. I don't agree with everything of all the assemblies, but we all need each other. We all can have something to add to this awakening. Here we go. So y'all know there's a new variant out, right? And they could have named this new variant anything they wanted to. They could have named it Regina. They could have named it. I'm saying they could have named this variant anything they wanted to name it. You could have named it Skip. It's a new variant out. The new variant is called what? It's a D word, right? The new variant of this glade or of this situation is called by D word, right? Those online, I hope the screen is sharing. This is all public knowledge, so I don't have to claim fair use. This is the website you can go to. This company is called deltatower.com. deltatower.com. Innovative rooftop mounting solutions for telecommunications operators. Raising the bar. Let me see, I know it's small. Raising the bar. Delta Tower manufactures a unique range of lightweight structures for mounting 3G, 4G, and 5G antennas. This is all public knowledge. This is a public website. This company, Delta Towers, is manufacturing antennas or structures that you can hold antennas, and these antennas have the power of 3, 4, and 5. This company is called Delta Towers. Is that a coincidence? Is that a coincidence? This new outbreak and this company has the same name. And you can see the structure of the antenna support here. So it's mighty funny that this new variant, this new whatever you want to call it, is out, and it's the same name as this company. They're turning people into zombies and they don't even realize it. We're behind enemy lines. Now I want to play this video that Op just shared, and Habaniah says, but wait, there's more.
I ain't
There's
gonna
more.
do this right now, but it's something specific about that too. I'm
So-
gonna text this picture though to the Telegram that I got before I even seen this website. I seen this picture on Reddit, and it's somebody opened the inside of it, of one of the towers.
And I didn't even catch this at first, but now I catch it now on the big screen. Can you see how the sun rays is over the whole city?
And it's the pyramid.
Y'all see that? And the sun is one of their gods. So they worship the sun, and now they got technology where they can control the whole city. Nothing in Babylon is coincidence, family. Nothing is coincidence. The names of the storms, the names of these outbreaks, nothing is coincidence. Now, when we talk about it in public, we sound crazy. You crazy. You ain't getting no. This is what we're up against. So we're gonna play this video that Op just shared, but we got some more to bring out. We got some more. We behind enemy lines. We behind enemy lines. Where'd you pull it up at?
You had it on Chrome, on YouTube.
What can I search real quick?
The feed.
Oh, I got it. History. Got you. So we're gonna share this video. Fair use. Fair use.
Yeah. And you'll know what to say when it's playing after you hear. You'll know exactly what to say, what to talk about.
We're gonna share this video, and this is just for entertainment purposes only. Fair use. Fair use.
In the blink of an eye, connect to everyone. Never miss those moments again. Relive them.
Oh my God.
Be informed. Be better. Dream together. Discover together. The world's knowledge is yours at a glance. Invent a more beautiful world. Share your world. Share your life. Your memories, mundos, are safe forever.
I'm gonna bring that back just in case y'all didn't catch that. I'm gonna bring it back just in case you didn't catch this.
Let me give a little context to it and then play it again. Then,
I want y'all to see this just in case you didn't catch it.
so
I'm gonna pause it right here. Go ahead.
So this TV show on Amazon, I watched it. It's called The Feed, and you heard what they said, being able to awaken into the knowledge at the blink of an eye, being able to keep all your memories with your loved ones and your family and friends, and be able to cherish your memories, and they'll be saved and stored in what they call a mundo. So what they're doing in the show is they have the ability to store, or basically they uploaded your consciousness into a server, and it's all owned by one company. And your consciousness, everybody don't have it, but the people that do, it's a lot of them that do, then they have the ability. You're pretty much like what that article was saying, a walking smart home type of thing. So you can
IoT.
you can communicate. Me and Marah can communicate without talking. We can, you know how your text messages come up on your phone? The text messages, just the screen just comes up in your mind. And of course, to accentuate on the show, they show it kind of on the screen, kind of like the Iron Man type of thing, but it's just in your mind. Now, I don't want to spoil the show in case somebody want to watch it.
I'm not watching this garbage.
So, but they get it all the way to the point where somebody is born without having to have the thing inserted in their head.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to change the makeup of humans altogether. So I just wanted to unpack it a little bit without going too far.
So I want to replay it from here and see if y'all catch something. Now, as you was giving that synopsis, I went back all the way to the 80s, and I hate sci-fi. We had one TV. I grew up in a house with one TV. Y'all remember that? One TV in the house, and the top knob had pliers, and it had rabbit ears. And when your rabbit ears broke, what we do? Clothes hanger. And me being the youngest, I would be the one designated to go up there, turn this way. But what you just gave synopsis of, wasn't that Star Trek?
I don't know. That was Star Trek.
Star Trek had that technology. And as a kid, you fascinated. This is the long game. They've been setting this up for years in the making. Just waiting till they get more revelation. It's been years in the making. So I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna start it here. I'm gonna see if y'all catch something here. See if you catch this.
Be there. Be informed. Be better. Dream together.
Something like this.
Discover together. The world's knowledge is yours at a glance.
The world knowledge is yours at a glance. What is that on the TV, y'all?
The tree of life.
Tree of life.
You see how
you catch that so quick, and that's why I watch this stuff, just to be aware.
That's why I'm glad we got people on all avenues. I'm not into the new shows. I'm not into, but we got people on. I got this, well, this came from Shamaria, but the other stuff came from a different assembly. That's why it's good if you're mature enough where you can chew the meat and spit the bones, because every assembly is doing something different, but we need each other. We need each other. So they're trying to get back to the garden. Who beguiled us in the garden? Satan. So who's in control of this stuff? Hasatan. So let's finish this out, and then we got some more before we move on. And if you got a comment, question, or concern, we can discuss it. Just use codes.
Invent a more beautiful world. Share your world. your memories, mundos, are safe forever.
And
Um,
In the blink
they started with, now they got the photos, you could put the technology on your old photos and have your grandfather blinking. Have your grandfather turn his head. Y'all seen that? Who would want that? Why would I want to do that? Why would I want something in my house? My grandfather is turning his head while I'm moving. Why would you want that in your home?
It's a deep thing, because the Malachim, especially the fallen spirits and the demonic spirits, if they can mix the people with technology and get technology to where it can think of itself, they can possess that technology and live forever and have a body that is incorruptible. So that's why too, in the beginning, if you notice, he said in the twinkling or in the blinking of an eye, because you know what that's a reference to. When we are changed in Hamashiach in the twinkling of an eye. So they're trying to change and be able to have something that they can inhabit that doesn't involve the corruptible flesh of man and the incorruptible flesh, that this, what they believe, that they can control whoever's left. So when you take the glaze, the first process is a thinning. The thinning, and they got shows called The Thinning as well. But the thinning is for the ones who are not strong enough to sustain the immediate effects of, the Krispy Kreme. Then is those who are willingly, being a part of what we just saw on the screen. And then at the end, whatever's left over will be for them, to control.
We're behind enemy lines.
Shalakia.
Go ahead.
And I just wanted to plug in. So blockchain plays a big part in this too. That's really what's going to help them bring all of this together, because in that clip, you saw the little hash graph thing, the little scanner. And then nowadays, they're getting everybody used to taking their phone, just scan the little hash graph, just scan the little barcode, not the barcode, but that little thing.
The QR reader, I've seen it. The QR reader.
Yeah, just scan that, and then it tell you everything you need to know. But like VeChain being one of the cryptocurrencies, what they're trying to do is help you identify the origination, the where it came from, if it's authentic, exactly where it's at when it's traveling towards you. You just be able to scan it and know everything there is to know about that product. And they positioning it as it's something that, oh, you would never have to worry about somebody duping you and you buying something fake again. But all of this stuff plays in because it's going to, that one little QR code can tell them everything they need to know about you, just like that, So imagine with all these little transmitters and then this signal coming down, and then it's just crazy how all of it ties together. It's all a part of the bigger plan, and it's mind blowing.
Khan, and Shamar, y'all, I got you next. Y'all see the Band-Aid there? They've been plotting this stuff for years. The Band-Aid. You put the medication on that little square in the Band-Aid, and like the Neosporin or something. So they're all in cahoots. The pharmaceuticals, the DOD, all of them are the same party. Shamar, y'all, you got something before we go to the last part?
I just wanted to put on for what Gerald was saying. The crypto is definitely a big part of it, because now they've got the way to have money digitally coded and transacted. Now that will most likely be the system used to where it says he calls of those all, not to buy nor sell. So if you've seen what they have in China, the social credit system, it's a built-in system that's able to tell if a person jaywalked across the street or not, if they obeyed what the government was saying or not, and they get points going up and down, and that determines their ability to work, have a job, go to the grocery store, and all your money. It's no more banks. It's no more go get cash out. So all your money will be tied to that same thing, the Krispy Kreme that's put in you, and they'll have it, you know, due to that technology with the coins, and they'll be able to track and trace every purchase. So it's no longer ability to launder money, sell some drugs, launder the cash. You won't be able to do that.
They control everything.
They control it all.
Got power now.
Paid for performance. So if you're a good citizen, then you're gonna get more money in your
They got a PPP system.
a PFP.
PFP system.
Paid for performance.
So this glaze is more sinister than anyone ever imagined. This glaze is the last days. So we're gonna read a court case, a U.S. Supreme Court case, and we're just going to read the highlights of it. And you can Google this for yourself. It's on the books. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled on this. And the Supreme Court case is Diamond versus Karabatari. The case number is 447 U.S. 303, 1980. This is argued in 1980. This case was argued in 1980. That's how far back they're playing. So I'm just going to, for the sake of time, so those online can see it with us. Title 35 USC 101 provides for the issuance of a patent. The issuance of a patent to a person who invents or discovers any new and useful manufacture or composition of matter. Respondent filed a patent application relating to his invention of a human-made, genetically engineered bacterium capable of breaking down crude oil, a property which is possessed by no naturally occurring bacteria. So he says, listen, this isn't found in nature. I invented this bacterium. I invented this, right? A patent examiner's rejection of the patent applications for claims for the new bacteria was affirmed by the Patent Office Board of Appeals on the ground that the living things are not patentable subject matter under 101. So they're debating about this, right? It gives you a definition. Held, a live human-made microorganism is patentable subject matter under Code 101. Respondents' microorganisms constitutes a manufacture or composition of matter within statute, and they give you the case law. So the person who made this patent is arguing, what I made is a manufacture, it was created, and it does fall under composition of matter, and that statute 447, 308, 318 proves it, right? It continues on. In choosing such expansive terms as manufacture and composition of matter, modified by the comprehensive any, Congress contemplated that the patent laws should be given wide scope, and the relevant legislative history also supports a broad construction. It's broad terms now. While laws of nature, physical phenomena, and abstract ideas are not patentable, the respondent's claim is not to a hitherto unknown natural phenomenon, but to a non-naturally occurring manufacture of composition of matter. They're saying, listen, if it's occurring in nature, you can't patent that. Nature designed this. Who is nature to us? The Most High designed this. But this respondent saying, nature didn't produce this. I produced this in a laboratory. So if I created this, even though it's an organism is a word for what? Even though it's a live creature, I still created this. So since I created this live organism, I can put a patent on it. it's not found in nature, therefore I can patent this because I created it. Y'all follow me? Okay. So that's the argument. I created this in a laboratory, therefore I could patent this, right? Let's continue on here. We'll skip that. I'll read the bottom so y'all get the context where we're going with this. So it continues, nor does the fact that genetic technology was unforeseen when Congress enacted Statute 101 require the conclusion that microorganisms cannot qualify as patentable subject matter until Congress expressly authorizes such protection. The unambiguous language of Statute 101 fairly embraces respondents' invention. Arguments against patentability under Statute 101 based on potential hazards that may be generated by genetic research should be addressed to Congress and the executive, not to the judiciary. So this court case, this man created something in a laboratory. And yes, it's alive. In the 80s, this us boys, Frank, we love that. It's alive. So this man, this scientist says, I created something that's living. And since you can't find this in nature, I'm putting a patent on it. Everyone's tracking.
Can you scroll back to the top, please? Shalaki, can you scroll back to the
Where you at, Op?
right? Yeah, I just want to see the actual case with the patent number and everything.
So that's the case, and the patent, and this is 1980. This going back to 1980, right? So let me know when you good, Op.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, 1 second. 1980, that's about 40 years ago, right? That's 40 years ago. 39. It's 41. That's 41 years ago. You see how long they've been playing this? This was 41 years ago.
Because you got to think, if the case was 41 years ago, how long before that was the person
practicing? You see how deep the rabbit hole goes?
Well, they said in Seattle, I was talking to someone this morning in Seattle, Washington, and some states surrounding that they just passed a law that you can use human remains as fertilizer.
Or they use human aborted fetal cells in the vaccine.
Yeah,
I mean, in the stuff.
Okay.
Now, we went over that court ruling because this is what Shamaria sent me yesterday after I sent the video out on Facebook Messenger. Shamaria sent me this, and we both started researching to find out if that court case was real, and this court case that we just read is real. Now let's tie it into the glazing. Let me turn the light up because I can't see.
Oh, it turned out.
Can you sit on your machine? You want to read it for us?
I can see it. I can read it.
Yeah, you know, put that good enough.
Oh.
So we read that court case to bring you up to speed with this glazing. Let me magnify. So
They have their computers at home.
all right, I'll take it over.
Read the headline.
Come.
Supreme Court, Pfizer, Moderna,
Lawyer taught is lab eat all
may own your genes once you're injected
with the glaze. And you see the glazes labeled Mike Roger November Alpha Dog November Alpha. Y'all see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
These companies who's coming up with these glazings may own your genes. That's what this article is saying. And the Supreme Court, we just read the case law that they're citing for them to own your genes. Let's get down to the meat and potatoes. Here we go. Let's read this meat and potatoes out there.
The Supreme Court ruled that if there is anything synthetic not from nature inside our genome, then whoever owns the patent on those synthetic parts now owns part or all of you as a human.
Can you read that again, Op?
The Supreme Court ruled that if there is anything synthetic not from nature inside our genome, then whoever owns the patent on those synthetic parts now owns part or all of you as a human.
That's what they were setting up back in 1980. That scientists, and believe you me, these scientists are not wealthy men. A scientist is a super geek. Y'all think we're geeks? We ain't scratching the surface. These people are super geeks, and
I'm sorry, man. I was trying to escape.
these scientists are super geeks, and once they get someone trusted in their research, here come the money. Here come the money. So now, back in 1980, this scientist says, I created a living organism that you can't find in nature. I got a patent on it. So now they're glazing you with an engineered organism. So that engineered organism that's alive, that's inside of you, is owned by somebody. Read on, Op.
You have something?
I was going to say, when did Monsanto come on the scene? Because they said something similar.
I got wind of them a couple years ago with the all the cancers popping up. I didn't hear about them until about like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, they find whatever they created in that GMO seed. If they find it in you, then they own you.
So if you're using their fertilizer to grow your produce,
Or if you're eating produce that was grown
From their-
trees. Wow. That's what I'm thinking now.
send it. But that's their line of thinking. In you're using my fertilizer that I created, and since now you're eating the food from my fertilizer and it's in you, you see how deep this goes? You see how deep this goes?
Mm-hmm.
It's very deep. Ooh.
Read on, Op.
That means the Gates, the Department of Defense, and others can literally own a human being. If this synthetic code is taken up into your genome by law, you could be owned overnight. Keep going.
Yeah, Dr.
Dr. Majay told the COVID blog via email that she learned about the gene patenting from Dr. Craig Venter. He spoke about it during a World Symposium presentation. All legitimate doctors and scientists welcome fact-checking and peer review. Turns out Dr. Majay is onto something and further affirms every reason not to volunteer for Krispy Kreme.
For these experimental glazings. So you got more reasons to reject the glazing. We just showed you images that they're injecting something into you. They're injecting living particles in you that can attach to your Yah-made or God-made body. So once they glaze you with something that's going to attach to you, according to the Supreme Court, now they own you because their glazing is patented, and what they patented has attached to you, so they own you. Or I guess they can x-ray you, and okay, it's only attached to your liver, I own your liver. So when I need your liver, because it got my patent on it, I'm coming looking for you. You see how sinister this is?
And how sinister that is, to your point. So it starts off in your arm, and the microorganisms and the metals, the nanobots, travel to your brain. So if you're saying they doing an x-ray and saying we own your arm or your liver, basically they own your head, they own your brain. It's nothing you can do. And they said that also too, one of these nurses was showing that even with the swabs of the nose, especially the first ones, when they put it all the way up your nose and they was twisting it with that long one, they was planting those nanos then. So some people already got it even with just getting tested. That's why we say don't even go take a test.
So Rock 12:10 says what?
I don't know that hard.
Trust not thine enemies.
Trust not thine enemies.
So Rock 12:10, trust not thy enemies. So for as iron rust, so does their wickedness. What did we just say? They started this in 1980, but then you said, well, if he took it to the court in 1980, he had to be working on it in 1960. So he's not living that long because y'all smoke cigarettes, drink coffee all day. So someone picked up your research. Who's controlling y'all? Who owns all your research? You see, this is chess, not checkers. So you telling me get in line, you ain't getting in the glazed line? No, thank you. No, thank you. It's time for us to separate and stand on the word that you say you believe in. This is not a game. You come back to the Most High Yah. If you say you believe in his covenant, believe in his covenant. These people are at war with us. These people are at war with us. So let's finish this up. It's just the first paragraph. This is confirming the court case. That's all.
You said which one?
Just that first paragraph, man-made bacteria.
Man-made bacteria and genetically modified mice are patentable. The case of Diamond versus Chakrabarty.
We just read that.
447 U.S. 303 1980 is the first time the U.S. Supreme Court heard a patent case involving naturally occurring processes or organisms. Dr. Ananda Mohan invented a species of oil-eating bacteria while working at General Electric in 1971. His invention streamlined the process of cleaning up oil spills.
So that's how far back it goes. This man patented organisms. He created creatures that can eat up oil. And they always sell it as a good thing. Don't you want to clean up the ocean? Don't you want to talk to your father again? If you could say one more thing, what would you say? And then you go home and start pondering on it. Well, I did. This is where we're going, family. So if you're out there getting glazed and you're following with this fear tactic, they're going to own you. They're going to own you. Now, I don't want to be doom and gloom because we are people of the book. We bring everything back to the book. That's why we open up with the prayer Azariah. When they were in the fiery furnace, they prayed to Abba Yah, and Abba Yah heard them. We're in the fiery furnace right now. So if you fell victim to the fear and you took the glaze, it's not too late because our Father has the power to resurrect you. Now, us going back to our natural state, those of us who didn't take the glaze and we're standing on the Most High's law, we're going to have power to overcome these people. So you can walk into your grandmother's house and everyone in that house is healed. That's the natural stock we come from. That's why you're learning this stuff, not to be know-it-alls. You're not learning this to get on social media and cut people down. You're not learning this to thumb your nose up at Christians. You're learning this to win the Most High's children back. So we're going to be the ones, someone said, wow, I feel better. Who? They don't know why, because the Rawak who created heaven and earth is inside of you and I. This is what you've been called for. This is the work we're doing. It's not a game. This is our life. You're going to be called to witness to your family and friends for the kingdom. That's going to be your chance to bring your brother, mother, and sister out of Christianity, out of Jehovah's Witnesses. When you come and you start healing folks, that's where we're at, family. That's where we're at. Any questions, comments, or concerns before we move on?
I had a comment to what you were saying. It's not a game. What I was telling Araya, I was like, people think that it's like it's kind of like a movie almost, because in the movie people be like, I can't believe they didn't know what was going to happen. I can't believe they just let this happen. But it's literally a movie playing out in real life.